Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Sold! Exclamation point. We got a lot of really cool stuff to show you today. Yesterday we were at like 50 bucks when I went to the post office at like 2 or 3. And I'm like, today's not a very good day. And we ended up at 650. So I'll take that. All right, first up, we got an Adam Oates autographed photo puck. I have a bunch of Maurice Ricards of these. The Ricards actually have priced up because his auto is going to be just expensive. This is 17. It's an interesting item. It comes from shoot, I'm gonna forget. I want to say Field of Dreams. It was old stock from the original owner of Field of Dreams, or I think it was Field of Dreams. So he just had a bunch of old stock that my client got and passed on to me. So kind of cool stuff. It must have been a series because I got 3 different players with photos on the puck. I don't remember who the third one is. Oh, it's Ricard, somebody else. The Smoky. Well, let's do this one first. Schedule. So I have a schedule. I have a variation listing for schedules. One sold, $6, Chicago Wolves, 2010, 2011, so it's not even old. But what's nice is I wouldn't sell that by itself in its own listing, but because I already have a listing, added in there, got a sale, so that's cool. The Smoky Collection, we have a 2-card sale, Brian Smith, Best, and an Angel Baroa out of 03 Bowman. That went for 13. And then we got in a really big order yesterday for the Smoky Collection. 23 cards, all of the multi autograph cards. So either 2, 3, or 4 autographs on the card. I have these priced very, very reasonably. So the customer who bought these got a great deal. He bought more than 10, so he got another 25% off. And we're running a sale. So 23 cards, $258. He's into these about $10 a card, maybe not quite 11, I don't think. But getting these cards fully autographed is damn near impossible. I mean, especially now, because what happens is you get, let's say you even got a card like this. So you got let's say you got Steve Smith, Mike Bynum, and you're missing Nathan Haynes. You're going to mail it to Nathan Haynes and see if he returns it? That's the problem. That is the problem with getting these signed yourself, is these guys aren't readily accessible anymore. And if you want to do it by mail, okay, when the card's not signed, that's easy enough. But when the card has 2 signatures on it, one, I mean, do you even want to risk the card with 1 signature on it? But once there's 2 on there, or in some cases once there's 3 and you need that 4th one, for what I'm charging for these, just the waiting in line, the mailing, the figuring out, the risk, these are super, super cheap. I'm actually going to show them all because I love these multi-sign cards. Kiefer O'Leary out of 94 Tops. Oh, this one's really nice. So this one's got Mike Figa and Julio Masquera. We don't care about them. But a Raul Ibanez and a Paul Konerko on there. That is a great card. That is a great card to have fully signed. Really, really nice card. This one's got a Wainwright on there, so that's nice. Aubrey Huff would be the main guy on this. But this one's really nicely signed for all 3 players. They all have really nice signatures. Borel and Borghese. So this is kind of a no-namer one. Kip Wells, I guess, would be your best player. Not saying a whole lot. Let's see what we got here. Ben Davis, he was the top prospect that didn't pan out. Ramon Castro and Jared House. And the House autograph's right on the dark spot, so that's a little disappointing. Ooh, this one's nice. Jack Cuss, but Vernon Wells. So having Cust and Wells on one card is really nice. John Patterson, he was, if I remember correctly, he was the opening day starter for the Washington Nationals the very first season. I think I remember that. But what I do remember for sure is that Termal Sledge was the first national home run in Washington National history. I was watching the game and just kind of stuck in there. I'm going to remember that the rest of my life. And it's going to come up one day. I'm going to be doing a bar quiz or something. Everybody's going to be like, you know that? How do you know that? I was watching the game. This one's really nice. Now, back in the day, this would have been a huge deal. Hank Blaylock was a top prospect, you never quite panned. But then there's a Mark Texera on there as well. That's a really great card to have dual sign. Rocco Baldelli, the Twins' brand new manager. That one's really nice. Kind of wish I would have bought this one myself. But, you know, with Baldelli, now this one, the duels are a little easier. Because for me, like, let's say I wanted this one done. I could try and track down Mark Folsom. I don't know where he is. But Rocco Baldelli is a Twins Fest signer. He's going to be a Twins Fest signer as long as he's a manager. So if I can get a bunch of Folsom signed, then I can get a bunch of them dual signed. The dual signs are not as difficult. Once you get 3 and 4, it just becomes crazy. Mike McDougal, Brad Baker. This one, Steve Cox. Okay, Derek Lee would be your headliner on that card. That says 4 signatures. Very difficult card to get. This would be Chris Benson and Corey Patterson. No, not Corey Patterson. Courtney Duncan and Travis Smith. Chris Benson, Peter Gammons, for like 5 years straight, predicted that Chris Benson would win the Cy Young. And so I would draft him in my fantasy league every year. Peter Gammons can go to hell. Nobody real big on this. Josh Kalonsky, Michael Tajera, Chris Mears. But it's a triple, so it's very difficult to get signed. Ooh, Bobby Abreu. That's great. I was a big fan of Bobby Abreu. I've had him on my fantasy team a lot. He was a really, really good player, really solid player every year. Here's another Jack Cust with Jason Stanridge, the duel. Brooks Fordyce and Bill Pulficer. Bill Pulficer was a big-time prospect back in 93, 94. This Eric Almonte was a big prospect, and Felipe Lopez. I really like Felipe Lopez. I drafted him a couple times. I really thought he was going to do well, and I was wrong. Jason Marquise and AJ Zapp. Bill Mueller is probably the headliner, so that's not saying a whole lot, but triple sign, can't beat that. And lastly, we got an Aaron Boone, triple sign with Aaron Boone as the headliner. I think Ori was a decent prospect too. I don't remember following him though, so I can't say that with any certainty. Alright, next up we got a hat sales. We got 2 hat sales, both of them from that size 8 collection. What I'm finding out from the size 8 collection is I've warned you guys. I did not heed my own advice. So I overpaid on this lot, mainly because, you know, it was a solid lot, but it was newer stuff. So the problem with it being newer, if it's only a couple years old, there hasn't been enough time to pass where someone's like, I have to get that hat that I missed out on. You know, it hasn't been enough time. It's more like, it'll show up, and, you know, I'll buy it. And then the size 8. So all these will sell, but the sell-through rate sucks. It's just size 8 is a there's actually more size 8s than you would think, but it's just a small number of the spectrum for sizes. But a really nice Heather Gray. This one is unworn. That one's 28. I should have held out for a few more bucks, but With the sell-through rate being the way it is, I'm like, I need all the sales I can get. So if you're a size 8, look at what I got, and I'm willing to make some deals to get some of my money back on this. This is nice Minnesota Twins with the United States flag patch on the side. This one shows some use, but not too bad. 24 on that one. Okay, now we're on to the apparel. So did Smoky hats, did Adam Oates. Alright, so first up, a nice 1987 Minnesota Twins World Series shirt. Very nice. These are actually not as rare as you would think. I mean, they're relatively rare. I mean, we're talking, 25 years old. Oh, more than that, 30 years old. But $20 for this. So it's, you find it. You find 86 Mets and 85 Royals, maybe. Can't remember who won in 85. I was 7. So, but you're definitely gonna get a sale off of it. But yeah, they're around. I mean, these are shirts that nobody's tossing. Everybody's keeping this shirt, and then and obviously they're donating it, but they're not. And a lot of people bought them. Okay, so this is really cool. This is an interesting case. So this is a great hoodie, right? It's a Maurice hoodie, and it's got this nice patch, spell out of his name on the sleeve. Canadian hoodie. Nothing on the back. Relatively modern, probably in the last 5 years, most likely, just based on the tagging. So you would think, okay, this is $35. So I look on eBay and there's only one, and it's the newest tag. And so I think about it and I go, well, this is with all this patching, this is actually a pretty expensive hoodie. And so what I'm doing, instead of trying to assess collectible value, because it's not really old enough to be collectible, I'm trying to assess what do I think that it sold for brand new, and then what am I going to discount because it's used. My guess is this sweatshirt was between $90 and $120 retail. So I just took 50% off and made a sale. So the Ricard went for $59. But sometimes you got to do that with the newer stuff. You go, well, it's not old enough to be collectible necessarily. Not that brand new stuff can't be collectible, but you go, okay, what did it sell for brand new? Now, what's the discount for being used? And then you figure that out. Oregon State Beavers, simple hoodie. I believe it's a no-name tag. Russell, but Russell's not really a name tag. Depends on what it is. If it's a jersey, then that's good. If it's a vintage jersey, that Russell's good. $20 for that, shipped. Next up, we got a Marilyn Manson concert tee. This one was pretty rare, and it's a solid, 15 years old. So we got $49 for that. Pretty rare. I actually didn't see another one listed. We got a Wisconsin Badgers hockey with the WCHA patch on it and a captain's patch. $49 on that one as well, so it's got the same amount as the Manson. This one's great. This is probably an original Minnesota Wild sweatshirt. These are getting harder and harder to find. The colors are slightly different than they are now. I don't even know if I can intelligently talk about it, but like this gold is not quite. I don't even know if they use the gold anymore. But you can kind of tell that this is one of the earlier crew necks that they use, if not one of the inaugural ones. $26 for that. So you're not getting any massive bump in price, but they are starting to dry up. So if you see stuff that's Minnesota Wild, that's inaugural season or original logo, remember a lot of this business is the logo itself. It's how long did they have that logo? How old is it? So how much supply is left? So now we're coming up on 20 years. The Wild's been around. So some of the original stuff before they modified some of the logos just a little bit, not a lot. They're starting to dry up, and thus will start becoming more collectible. This was a huge mistake. It was some parody hunting crew neck, and sometimes you're out in the wild and you're like, somebody will buy this. It doesn't fit my inventory. I regret ever buying it. Um, I don't buy Hot Topic stuff. I don't buy um, sort of kishy stuff, and this is exactly what that is. So somebody gave me an offer for 10 plus 5. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Get it out of my inventory. It doesn't fit. Let's see. And that's everything today. If you go on my Instagram at Pop Culture Archives, I am doing a giveaway. I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel. If you share it on your Instagram, if you share that post on your Instagram, once I hit 250 subscribers, $200 shopping spree in my store, 23,000 items available, and lots of cool stuff, lots of different stuff. So if you're into something a little bit different, then I might have something cool for you. So go do that. And a little bit of news. So I may have mentioned this. I'm pretty sure I did in an earlier video, but probably just a slight mention. I signed up to be an affiliate for a website called kbid.com, k-bid.com. But I had to get an auctioneer's license and do a bunch of registering with the state. So I just got the auctioneer's license. So hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have my first auction up, and I really want to talk to you guys a lot about that. I don't know a damn thing about running auctions. So we'll learn together. I mean, it's not that difficult. It's an online auction, just like eBay, except that it's, auction only. It's not buy it now. It's real heavy regional to Minnesota and the upper Midwest. And so it's a great opportunity for myself and my clients to move some product that doesn't sell really great in the stores. So it might be something cool. It might be something really cool. But you look at certain items and you go, well, the chances somebody's walking into this store and buying that is really small. Okay? So you got that side. And then you go, well, how eBayable is it? So a lot of what we're looking at is fees, maybe. But we're also looking at maybe bigger items that are difficult to ship, or going to be kind of spendy to ship. Like I spend an extra $20 on it to ship, and maybe it's only a $75 item. Now, $75 is a solid sale, but do you want to give up 30% in shipping? Not really. So maybe the auction where people are picking it up and get a little fight going between bidders, that might be a better option. Also, you have larger lots, large lots of items. So this might be starting lineups or other sort of collectibles that you can. So like if I had 100 pins, like pinbacks, and they weren't particularly collectible, but they're all one team. Let's say they're all Minnesota Twins. Well, I'd probably put that up in the K-bid auction because a flea marketer is going to buy it. And so a couple flea marketers, they'll bid it up where my client will be happy, I'll be happy, but then they'll grind them out at $4 a pin, and their cost is maybe 90 cents. So they might pay $45 for 50 of them, and then they're going to just grind them out $4 to $8 a pin over the course of many years. And so that's not really my business. That's not the business my clients are in, but that might be their business. And so it all works out for everybody, and everybody's happy. And I think if you watch my videos, I like it where I can perceive that everybody's happy. I want everybody to be happy with the transaction, and keep doing more business. Everything is not for everybody. So so keep an eye out for that. I'll probably make maybe like a separate video about my first K-bid auction, or maybe about K-bid in general. Thanks for watching. I'm yapping quite a bit on this one, so I'll end it right now. Hopefully I have a video for you tomorrow, if not Friday. Have a great day, everybody.